I'm Lynn.
I'm Amanda.
And this is The Pursuit of Badasserie, the podcast. We're cutting through the fluff and cracking open what it really takes to build a business and life that you actually want.
No gurus, no gatekeeping, just real talk, big action, and the badass energy you need to scale and slay.
Some episodes, it's just us.
And sometimes we bring on powerful guests with stories that'll hit home.
Either way, this is not about playing small.
It's about going all in.
Let's get after it. Hey, I'm Lynn.
And I'm Amanda. Welcome to The Pursuit of Badasserie, the podcast. It is sort of officially spring, and we're talking about spring cleaning your business today.
I love spring cleaning.
We love cleaning. It's a little bit
many
weird.
levels, but spring cleaning your business shouldn't be left just for spring, but it is a great opportunity. And I can't wait to dive into this, Amanda. It is one of our favorite topics.
Well, we, by definition, are a little bit OCD with cleaning anyway, and we absolutely believe in cleaning all year round, not just in the spring. However, this is a great just reset, spring into new, fresh blossom into your whatever cliche phrase you want to use. However, we want to talk about how you can reset your business in the spring. You've gotten through the holidays, you've gotten through that New Year's rush, you've gotten through the reset of the winter, and now we're heading into spring. So this is a great opportunity to look at what's working and what's not in your business and really reset things so that you're setting yourself up for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I like to use the word revitalize. Essentially, you go into this dormant stage. It's the cycle of the universe, right? Bears hibernate, plants go into dormancy. Dormancy, that is a word, right?
It is now.
It is into the dormant stage. So does our business in many different kind of cycles, right? So first, let's talk about why it's important to spring clean. Stagnant energy creates stagnant growth or lack of growth, period. Bogs you down where you can't have clarity of thought. Your creativity kind of dampens. I'm making up words.
You can make whatever words you want. Shakespeare did it. You know what? He was a trailblazer. We're trailblazers.
My mind's just in cleaning. What can I clean? Anyway, so your creativity kind of shrinks. Get out that bathing suit and shake it off. So it's clearing out to make room for new growth, new airflow, new energy, and that revitalization of your business.
And with every quarter, with every new season, with every change of your business, there's going to be little things that need to be adjusted. So whether it's messaging, whether it's the systems that you use, whether it's a teammate leaving, there's lots of things that happen that we need to address anyway. So why not make it? Yeah, the revamp. You got to make those changes anyway. So this is a great opportunity to take a bit of a deeper dive into what that looks like for your business, because things are always, we hope, changing and evolving in your business, growing, making new waves. So what does that look like in spring? What does that look like from the perspective of you're looking for growth in your business? What does that look like? So that's what spring cleaning is. And that's sort of the purpose behind it. Of course, you can be a fall cleaning, summer cleaning, clean all the time you want. We love cleaning. Feel free to clean. However, this is a great opportunity
once
to do
a quarter.
it.
When you get in the habit, once a quarter is actually really good. But that deep clean, at least once a year. Okay, so some things that you should look at. Look at the digital world. Amanda and I were just talking about, she came in, she's like, we got to upgrade our storage, which we've been fighting. But we have to go through and actually walk the walk, right? And clean out our space. We just haven't made the time because we're too busy creating content for all of you. But we will this quarter. But essentially, look at your digital space, your emails, your Google Drives, your hard drive, your cloud drives, if you would, your to-do list. How many of you have the same thing that's been on your to-do list time and time again? It's time to refresh that. We'll get more into details in a second. Think of funnels. So your emails, think of your clients or prospects. So what can you clean out there? Do you have prospects that you've been holding on to and trying to nurture that aren't worth it? Of course, your space in your office, in your car, in your whatever area you work in, but also your home. I think it's really important to couple this with your home to clean it out, do the spring cleaning, but all of those and more.
Really, it trickles down to everything. I always love to look at the client journey this time of year. What's your client journey like? What's your website? When's the last time you updated it? Are there dates on things that are inaccurate? Look at contract. I was just literally doing this yesterday. I was updating a Google form and I'm like, oh, we have listed on there a masterclass that we did last year. I'm going to change the dates on that. That's not correct. And it's just a tiny little thing in a form that we use all the time. How can we streamline that? How can we maybe even take dates out so it's more long-term? What does that look like? So I love to take a deep dive into what things can be streamlined to evergreen. So what can we make this more evergreen versus things that have to be top of mind, like things that you're constantly changing, and the things that you are constantly changing, how can we change them for the better? How can we streamline stuff? How can we make it easier for people to pay you? How can we chase less? How can we systemize or automate things that you don't need to be doing? So how can we save time? Because ultimately time is the only thing, it's the most precious commodity that we have. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So how can we inadvertently make more time by getting rid of things? So what can you clean in your systems that's going to give you more time to make more money?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think there's also an aspect of like letting go of the personal kind of connections to things. Your idea of something that's not really giving you growth or giving you movement, it's holding you back. There's that deep diving inward as well as externally. And one other thing that we didn't mention that is really important of clearing out the clutter or clearing out the space is sometimes it's also in the people around you, right? So the dead weight. And that doesn't mean that they're fully out of your lives, but maybe reprioritizing who you have super close to you and who you don't have super close to you in business and in personal. Essentially, during spring cleaning, it's all about lightening up. It's about the refreshing, that revamping, so that way new growth can happen. Think of like any of you have ever gardened in a big garden, especially you till it, right? You turn up the dirt, you take out all of the weeds, you make sure anything that's going to prevent it from having a healthy growth, your crop of the season or your plants of the season, you take it out, you remove it. So what is preventing you and what is going to prevent you or make it harder for you to grow? Life doesn't have to always be a lotus. Like obviously Amanda and I talk a lot about the lotus flower and the, coming through mud. And that's more a phrase for like just getting through hard shit, but your whole business doesn't have to be a lotus flower. And this is where you kind of analyze that. Where is the mud that you need to clear internally and externally in order to be able to help your business scale and even sometimes survive, right?
Now, I love that you mentioned the cleaning out of people, because when you think of your relationships, it's not just how involved they are with your life. It might just be your mindset and expectation around what they are in your life. So letting go of that expectation of this person is going to be this for me. Maybe that's holding you back. Maybe they're actually more this. Maybe this person is soul sucking in one way, but they're really great in another. So you just pivot or you shift your mindset and how you see them supporting you in your life. So it's not necessarily wiping your hands of all people. That's more of a me thing than a you thing, but it is a reevaluating. And what's your mindset around that as well? Because I think a lot of spring cleaning is great, but if your mindset is still shit, it's never really going to make a difference. If you're still having the same mindset of I can't grow, this thing is too expensive, nobody will buy that, my social media isn't growing. If you keep having those thoughts are going to keep continuing. And Lynn's the woo-woo one of us, and I'm not a huge woo-woo manifester, but I still believe that if you keep telling yourself that no one's going to buy that's not going to work, then yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say that that's never going to work and that's never worked for us, is it never working for you because the analytics show that it's not the right thing? Or did you never really put in the effort to begin with and you've chosen it to not to work, but you don't have any sort of foundational background to, back it up on that, the analytics to back it up, or the effort to put in? We talk about this a lot of, you get so upset that things aren't working and get mad at the results you're not getting from the work you're not doing. So taking a look at really looking at that and shifting your mindset and your expectation around it can also be a part of your spring cleaning.
100%. That inward look.
It's the worst.
But it's
the best and the worst.
You have to create space for growth. And listen, we've spoke about this a cajillion times. It's almost like we're little magnets. As we go through our business, as we go through our daily lives, week by week, month by month, year by year, we collect things on us. We collect mindsets. We collect different busy work or work that no longer serves us. So the spring cleaning is an opportunity for you to kind of just like get rid of what isn't, and not just the actionable stuff, like what you're doing, the people that you're around, but also again, in your digital space, is your email box full? Do you have 1,000 messages, especially if they're unread? That just gave me hives. Or is it clean? It is so amazing to start from a clean surface, right? And then just kind of build from there. Are you holding on to emails from 10 years ago that you no longer need?
Feel very attacked here, Lynn.
But
yes.
Why do you need them?
Because I do use them.
No.
I do.
Full of it.
No. For business reasons, I will go back and look up a contact or an email or a lawsuit from 7 to 10 years ago.
Lawsuits different. She attracts lawsuits. But as far as contacts, can't they be put into your contact database instead of keeping that email?
No, well, it's in an archive folder specifically for that. It's still categorized. The point, I think, Lynn makes a great point, but for me, I agree with you. And for me, there's still spring cleaning happening. They don't sit in my actual inbox. They go to a categorized archived folder that's specific
100%.
for that. It's not like sitting in my inbox. There's thousands of other emails for totally other reasons. But the ones from 10 years ago have a specific folder with the date and time, the reason I'm keeping them. So like legal suit this, tax audit that. It's in a folder and it's categorized.
Same.
And
No,
it's been spring cleaned out of the inbox.
Absolutely. But can you take it a step further? Coming to this podcast, I was thinking about that because I do have a couple of folders but it's not time to let it go in time wise, because I still have leverage that I might need to use with, and you know what I'm talking
exactly
about.
What you're talking about.
Because the time of the statute of limitation hasn't passed yet. And so there are certain things that you may need to keep, but are there things I don't need in that? And because that energy, you're still attached to it. So even with the lawsuit stuff, or like with what mine is, like as soon as I can let it go, I'm gonna let it go, because it is absolutely still pulling on you because it's around you. I'm not saying throw away everything, although I've went through phases where I've done that before. I would always advise that. Be smart about it, but when the time is right, get rid of it. It is only taking up space. It's only taking up air, and it is absolutely preventing growth and creativity to happen. That's the other thing. We're talking about growth, but creativity is stifled by clutter, emotional clutter, physical clutter, spatial clutter, energetic clutter. Don't you want to put yourself in a place where you can absolutely move your business forward? And that's the spring cleaning side.
It really is.
Make room.
Make room. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who have a block around cleaning, a block around organization, a block around finances. I mean, we all have our blocks. However, this is a great time to just get it done, rip off the Band-Aid, get progress happening. Because if you can dedicate, even if all you can dedicate is an hour of your entire month, of your entire quarter to look into it, that 1 hour of cleaning is going to do more for you than if you let it sit and sit and sit and sit. And then 6 years later, you need 7 days to do it. This isn't like an ADHD, I'm going to completely reorganize and knock down a wall, fix my kitchen, remodel everything in the weekend. I've been there. I've definitely been there. Like, I'm going to clean everything. Everything has to be organized. I'm going to alphabetize my soup cans. Anyway, the point, right? The spices. Anyway. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be this like psychotic rage clean that I will fall into sometimes. But if you set yourself up for even just half an hour, 30 minutes of dedicated, I'm going to spend 30 minutes on cleaning up my inbox for my email. I'm going to spend an hour going through my website and figuring out what needs to be cleaned, what needs to be updated, what needs to be refreshed. Then I'm going to delegate it to somebody else. Spend that time to really look at the big picture, or delegate the whole thing. Like give your front desk person the job of cleaning out the emails, or cleaning out the filing cabinet, or updating this paperwork, whatever it is that you can delegate out. But make the time for it, because it will snowball into something that is completely unmanageable and will absolutely prevent you from growing in more ways than you can understand. It really does trickle down. I say this a lot. It trickles down in weird ways you don't expect. And this is one of those things. We're not saying you have to be OCD, clean freak, bleaching down the walls, like us over here. But
you love the smell of bleach.
It's like a weird thing. But you can spend 30 minutes to clean out your inbox. You can schedule that down so that you've dedicated time blocking. We talk about Pomodoro technique, time blocking, batching. You can schedule that in and get it done.
Absolutely. You know, when you were talking, all I could think about is like going to a retail store, and the retail stores that have all the hangers, like where you can't even remove them, and it just frustrates the shit out of you, versus one that's like cleaned out and like you can see everything, you can go straight to it. There's a reason for that, right?
And having worked in retail, let me tell you, it's way easier to clean a shelf that only has 6 hangers than one that has 26 million hangers. And you have to keep track of them out, reframe it, put everything on the hanger again. It's 1,000 times easier.
Yeah. Listen, I will drop one last kind of nudge also, is like, look at it, the spring cleaning as a 360-degree or a holistic way, because as much as you're doing your business, it's also important to yourself. And this is a great opportunity also to do like a juice cleanse or do different things. Like, obviously we're not doctors, do you, boo. However, like, think all the way, like, how can I clear out everything? Because like Amanda said earlier, if you clean all the space around you, but you're so rotten at the core, then it's not going to do too much work. So it's kind of a holistic approach in the spring cleaning.
So we want to hear from you. Have you spring cleaned your business yet? Are you terrified of spring cleaning your business? Let us know. Reach out, DM, comment to us. We want to know where you are in spring cleaning of your business and your life.
Absolutely. Till next time.
Get after it.
Thanks for tuning in. But remember, listening is not doing.
Take what you heard today and move.
Share the episode, leave us a review, and tag us when you take action.
Head over to thepursuitofbadasserie.com and see how we're helping entrepreneurs get results without the fluff.
Until next time,
let's get after it.